What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. As you guys can see on the screen, yesterday we did a very interesting video in regards to why we are falling, how low we're going to go to, and whether or not we're going to start moving back up. As you guys can see currently that the markets are kind of in this pickle right now where we're kind of trading out sideways, recovering a little bit, but only for certain cryptocurrencies. Well, in today's episode, I want to focus in on what exactly happened, where's the aftermath, and what we could expect to see come the next couple of days, whether or not this is a bullish investment, whether or not we should expect to see a correction lower, things of that nature. I'm going to take the risk, very high chance that I'm going to be buying in back on DueDEX and showing you guys my position there. There's also a couple of things I want to ask you guys in a second, but for right now, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and let's jump into today's episode. So guys, before we begin today's episode, obviously, as you guys know or should know, I read practically all the comments on the videos. And if you guys don't realize that, I do like quite a bit of them. And if I don't, I am still reading them. So I want to just let you guys know something. I know a lot of people on here are in the middle. We have a lot of beginner traders. We also have a lot of more on the upper scale of traders who actually know what they're doing or have a lot more experience within cryptocurrency. So I'm asking those, whether they're beginners or whether they're experts or amateurs, whatever you want to call yourself, if you've been into cryptocurrency and you're seeing something different on the charts. I've already had a bunch of people doing this, but I'm still pushing you guys to do so. If you want to get some, spotlight on the channel, make sure to email me at cryptotvofficial@gmail.com. You can find it in the description down below. Email me your thoughts on the market. It can be an email, it can be including the charts. Preferably have the charts in your picture, just screenshot it and send it in the email. This way I can view that and discuss it with you guys on the channel. And this way we can get other opinions on the channel too. It will help me, it will help everyone else out, and it gives you guys some fame and popularity. I'll shout you guys out. It'll be pretty awesome. But this way we can have a ton of different views on the market, because some people believe we're going to be bullish. Some people believe we're going to see a correction downwards. I'm kind of in the middle right now. And I feel like a lot of other YouTubers are currently, and we're kind of just watching it and figuring out where to go, because there's no surefire sign of which direction we're going to be, blasting off to. So with that being said, I do just want to jump into the technical analysis. You guys can see top 10 cryptocurrencies, something interesting that I want to discuss with you guys in regards to Bitcoin and XRP. As you guys can see, Bitcoin is up 1.45, Ethereum is up 0.2, XRP is actually down almost 8%, so is Bitcoin Cash and a couple of the other cryptos. Everything else, although, is following very nicely with Bitcoin. We have Bitcoin similar with Ethereum, kind of similar with XRP too, but it seems like it has fallen quite a bit more than the other cryptos. We also have Litecoin following very similar. That's kind of what I want to discuss. XRP is down versus Bitcoin is not. So when we look at Bitcoin, you guys can see Bitcoin is actually recovering quite nicely off the little bounce. Yes, we did break back down to our high-low MMA on the daily, pushing us all the way down to around 56 on the RSI, and that might be the lowest we go. We did have that bearish cross. We may not be seeing any lower moves, so we could ultimately start to swing back from the upside here. You can see very similar to the previous, movement that we had over here. We did have a slight dip before we saw more corrections to the upside. We had that dip before we decided to round up higher. Every time we became overbought, we consolidated back down, whether it was below the overbought line or whether it was down to 50 something. We ultimately had to correct before we shot up higher. This could be definitely what this is foreshadowing. We had to correct lower to kind of give us more room to shoot up to higher levels. But the other thing I want you to notice is while Bitcoin is shooting upwards, we have XRP still in the red and currently correcting lower. Now, what was very interesting, it was quite exciting to me, was this candle that formed today. If XRP actually closes today's candle below this resistance, there is an extremely high chance we're going to see a major drop within XRP. We can already tell we've been extremely rejected from the high-low MMA, as well as that resistance at 23 cents. It looks like it does not want to break there. And we're going to see a couple of things. Very good chance we're either going to play out on top of here and use this support, this leaning support, as a means of moving upwards. Or what we're going to do is close the candle below here and then immediately probably consolidate out and drop back down to 16 cents before rallying outwards. Otherwise, long term, I am bullish on the cryptocurrency, but in regards to short term, there's some very interesting signs leading to correction to the lower level. Now, I do want to look at Ethereum, Litecoin, as well as Bitcoin. with Ethereum being the one coin we've been pretty much tracking, very similar to Bitcoin as well. We have the uptrend here, very similar to Ethereum. Ethereum shows a couple very interesting signs here. I think it's honestly the most bullish out of all of them. At 57 on the RSI, we look okay. We have this uptrend that we broke out of, the major descending fractal that was forming. We eventually were able to break bullish from, which is awesome. We still have not broken our previous highs yet, but if you consider this to be the next bottom, then I guess we kind of did. Now, I mean, this is the reference for the previous high, then we have this, and we go lower. We're not considering this previous one to be that right there. It definitely could be, but for the most part, we do look to be breaking the previous high. We are setting higher lows, which is awesome. The fact that these lows are merely 1, 2, we have 3, we have 4 now. There's a good chance we can continue this uptrend and move to the upside. Very high chance that with this small correction to the downside, we could have the momentum now to continue to trend upwards. Even on the weekly, you can see very interesting candle here facing quite a bit of resistance, but we do have the bullish cross on the MACD, and we have plenty of room on the weekly to move up higher. Trading flatlined at 46, a ton of room, and there's a very, very, very good chance we're probably going to head out of this resistance. You can see the biggest retestment is going to be 184 for Ethereum, but I do believe with enough consolidation and sideways movement, there's a chance we're going to end up, correcting back up to 213, retesting that resistance on the weekly. Now, I do just want to jump into Bitcoin's chart and compare that, because when you look at this, I'm fairly bullish, and this might be why I buy in leverage trade long. For those of you that don't have, it's DueDEX that I'm using to leverage trade, and I'll show you that in a couple of minutes as how I plan on putting in my position, because I am doing that in a second. Now, when you look at Litecoin, very similar. It really depends on how you want to draw this out. I mean, I guess you could move it something like this. This is a little bit harder. I mean, you could. This is a different one right here. This would show that we broke bearish. We could extend this out a little bit more, something along the lines. Regardless, we're still setting higher lows. 1, 2, this will be the third. Very good chance we're going to expand off of this. We clearly have an awesome support, which is what I want to focus on. Very interesting. This could be a reversal candle, the way this doji is forming. I believe it's a Morningstar doji, and we'll double check that right now. Morningstar doji, and we'll see exactly what we're referring to. So yeah, that does look to be like a Morningstar doji in regards to hitting a bottom like that and then reversing back upwards. You can see this happens quite a bit. Morning stars at the bottom, evening stars at the top, and it usually signifies a reversal of the sort, right here being that morning star pattern. So you can see it reverses like that. So when you look at where is it, Ethereum, you can see that reversal pattern is happening. I believe it was on Litecoin too. So we had the correction downwards. Now we're having this reversal right here, and there's a good chance we could now start to climb back upwards. We have plenty of support. I even think we're fairly bullish on the MACD on the weekly as well. We did have that bullish crossover. Very high chance come the next couple of days, we could easily retest 65, maybe $100 at most on Litecoin. So in regards to buying in, it's a very good plan. If you want to hold long on DueDEX, definitely an option too. If you want to short trade, definitely consider that as well. If you want to hold on Coinbase Pro, consider that too. But there's a very high chance we're going to start seeing a reversal ultimately within these coins. I do believe we've hit support, immediately corrected back up. We have the uptrend here. We have the high-low MMA. We have a support at 160. Very, very, very high chances all around that this is going to be the uptrend that we follow for a little bit, setting these higher lows, or sorry, these lower highs. And we're going to continue to probably jump back up. So on that note, I would like to buy into DueDEX. For those of you that don't have DueDEX, definitely make sure to check it out in the description down below. This way you guys can follow along with all the videos that I make. And in regards to buying in, this is what I'm going to be doing. If you want to copy it, it is at your own risk. If you want to do something different than me, consider that. There is a lot of risk involved with leverage trading if you do a lot. So just be a little mindful of that. But merely just to get the short in, we're buying long, to get that into position. We are starting to rally back up. You can see very, very, very small retestment, little bounce right here. I don't think we're going to be heading lower. If we do, that's definitely a possibility as well. I can't see us heading much lower. Maybe a small correction back down to the 7,600 zone, but I'm just going to buy in and mess around with it, and we'll see how it goes. Obviously, like I said, leave your opinions down below, but it's as simple as, I believe, finding the price right here, and we'll type in the quantity. So I believe we have about notional value or 0.199 available. So we'll enter a certain amount, and then, so let's see if I do $300 right here, that's 0.03 of my 0.19. And if I click buy long at the current price, it's now as simple as bam, buying long with leverage 10 times. We'll click confirm, and now I believe the position is made. So now we have that active order right here. It's that simple. Once this closes, it will go into my position, and then we'll follow it like that. Bam, you can just see it opened back up. We have it right here, 10 times leverage, and you can see that position here. Now, if you want to double this, it gives you the buying power because I did 300 of 3,000. So you could actually type in $3,000, but I'm just playing around with 299 for right now. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.